Hey, Push to Run Nation, Dr. Dave here. So, today's unboxing day. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packages going to be looking at that Mr. Postman brought this week. Last one I'll be looking at, I'm particularly excited about because I'm going to be trying it out tomorrow morning, 7:30 in upstate South Carolina in Greenville. Table Rock State Park. It's going to be a half marathon trail mountain race up and down 2 mountains up there, 2 highest mountains in South Carolina. Obviously, you got to think about South Carolina. Where I live in Columbia, it's pretty flat, but in the northwest section, that's where the mountains are going into the North Carolina mountains and Tennessee. But Table Rock, I've run up there a few times, races a couple of years ago, but we'll see how things go tomorrow. Let's get going. First package here is from ManSports, and this is Brain Bridge Energy Formula, Nootropic Brain Fuel. Now, I suffer from something called chronic fatigue syndrome. It's one of those disorders a lot of military members came down with after Desert Storm over in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, late 80s. And medical community didn't know what to call it, so they called it chronic fatigue syndrome. Technically, down as in my medical records, is Epstein-Barr syndrome. But basically what that does to you is make you feel like you haven't slept for 3 days. You're just walking around like a zombie, dragging. So I've made myself into a quasi-expert on energy formulas, and most importantly, the last couple of years, nootropic brain products, whether it's, this is a powder, put it in water, has a pretty good level of caffeine in it, but a lot of other ingredients to help your thinking and energy throughout the day. So if I take this, I've used one tub of it a couple months ago, but I have 3 tubs here that they sent me I'm going to be trying out and going to be looking into this a little bit more. I know the company, they all their products research backed, pretty good as far as designing products. But we're going to be looking at that. Also sent me 3 bottles of Yohimbine HCI, high potency, pure Yohimbine HCI, triggers thermogenesis, which basically heats the body up, lose fat, body fat energy. I'm not looking at losing body fat, but if I do, I do. But mostly for energy use. We'll be looking at that too. Obviously, it's not something I'd be taking the same time as the Brain Bridge. A little bit too much energy ingredient there. Next one here is something I already know because it says right on the box, an Oura ring. And this is one of those rings you wear, biofeedback type thing. Mostly used for collecting information while you sleep. Sleep patterns, breathing patterns, pulse, oxygen meter. Helps you better figure out how to have the best sleep. Okay? Also can tell me some things about my running. Oxygen uptake, pulse rate and that, heart rate while I'm running. But I'll tell you how I came about this. Is part of the stress, sleep, and recovery postdoctoral program I'm doing right now. I entered into a program with Precision Nutrition. They're out of Canada, and they have a stress, sleep, and recovery certification program. So I entered that to get some information from their program. And when you signed up for it, the cohort that of people that signed up for it, when I did, they were giving away 3 Oura rings, and I won. So they sent me a link to pick out one of 2 or 3 different models, and of course I picked the most expensive one, the titanium one. And this isn't cheap. This is about $469, I think, just for the ring. and the charging port. And then they also gave me, put in my PayPal account, enough for 1 year membership fee, which is I think $6 or $7 a month for use of the app to get all your data back. The one I got was titanium, kind of a black silver look to it. On the inside of it is all the sensors, and they recommend you wear it on your index finger. I'm not going to put it on because it fits kind of snug like it's supposed to, but you also get the charging port with that too. And this week, going to be signing up for the membership program with them, downloading the app. So then we'll get into this a little bit more, what it can actually do for you. Next company is called Xact. And this is a company I met a couple weeks ago at the running show in Boston when I was up there. Xact is a nutrition company, and they came out with cherry berry electrolyte tablets. They have some energy bars here, little energy bars, 100 grams carbohydrate. And this is pretty much straight compacted fruit here. Apple pulp, apricot pulp. There is, I can already see, sugar and glucose syrup added. Apricot natural flavor and lemon juice. So don't particularly like the added straight sugar or glucose syrup, but we'll give them a try. Get back with you. They have chocolate wafer protein snack bars here. Those look pretty nice. These are 250 calories, 18 grams carbs, 15 grams protein, sodium 100 milligrams. So I'll be trying them out. Next we have Polar Grit X Pro watch. I'm going to pair that up with the H10 heart rate sensor. Strap goes around upper chest, or lower chest, and that's the #1 heart rate sensor on the market in the world. So these are the products I'm going to be using, along with the Oura ring and a couple other things, for the testing I'm going to be doing on the super shoes on treadmill for oxygen uptake and running economy, testing that of all the different super shoes that are out. So that's a little bit to come in the next few weeks. Next is lace locks from company Caterpie. I've seen them recently that they've been advertising a lot in social media, Instagram. I've seen them at a couple running shows and in a few different running magazines. But these basically stretchy locks. They're laces you don't have to tie. Once you put them on properly, then it's basically set it and forget it. Don't know how they'll work with trail shoes. I know these are big in the triathlon community, but I don't really see a lot of road runners or trail runners using them, but hey, we'll see. Next, I know I talked about this in my last box opening, NIX Hydration Biosensor. Recontacted the company today about the connectivity of their device. If they finish the Android connectivity with their app yet, which they haven't. They told me it's coming by the end of this month, which is February. I know they just posted today on LinkedIn they hooked up with another Garmin device they already have with Apple Watches, Apple phones, haven't hooked up with Android yet. So that's what I'm needing, Android and my Polar watch, at least Android. If they can hook up with Android, at least I can start using that. Now the last thing I received is from a company. I met the senior marketing director at the running event out in Austin, Texas, end of November, beginning of December last year. Leki, L-E-K-I. They make the trekking poles, and he said he'd send me a set of their poles. Didn't know what to expect. Finally, I remembered, sent them an email a couple weeks ago, and there was a couple of different models I could have picked from. So they sent me their top-of-the-line carbon foldable trekking poles for ultra running and trail running. So this is the Cross Trail FX Superlight pole. And basically these are in 4 sections. So they basically have a bungee cord type thing in the middle. So you put those together when you're going to be using them, get them to the right length. It has a finger lock on here. You push that in, and then that locks the cord in place. They have this grip type glove that you put on like that, velcros around, and the glove connects to, on a clip, to the handle. And the technology behind that is when you're running, don't know if people actually know this to use them properly, but when you're pushing, you push, you release the handle, and the glove is connected to the pole, and then you just pull it back up. Grab the handle, push, release, pull back up and grab. So pretty unique, and I'm going to be trying those out tomorrow morning at my trail race. I'll be letting you know all the information on all these products, how they work out. We'll be doing a deep dive into each of these things. So until next week, this is Dr. Dave for Push the Run Nation. I'll see you out in the streets, roads, and trails. Keep going strong and pushing the run. Take care.